Remember last year when things were really crazy in the real estate market? I don't mean do you remember, but like things were really crazy in the real estate market. And then all the news was like, oh, the collapse of the real estate market. Everybody's like, oh my God, the real estate market's collapsing. This is not going to be good. Well, guess what? We have not seen the collapse we thought we were going to see. No, my friends, this is entirely different. So what is it about yesterday, meaning that you look back and you're like, I know what used to happen, I know what happened, and I know what's going to happen today, and yet it's totally different. It is really, really, really totally different. You're talking to somebody who got licensed in 2006. In 2006, 7, and 8, we saw a collapse of the global financial markets. We thought was the biggest, weirdest crisis we'd ever seen. And then the housing market, choomp, implode. Hundreds of homes for sale. Every single street, sign after sign after sign. The streets were lit up with homes for sale. Buyers would come from out of town. They'd be like, Shoshana, I don't even know what to look at. After all, there's so much on the market. Where do I even start? You might not have taken an economics class in college. I mean, I didn't. But you might have taken an economics class in high school, or at least have been taught some basics about supply side economics. Meaning that if there's enough supply, prices are pretty normal. If there's too much supply, prices are low. And if there is not enough supply, prices are high, right? So we have the high price, the low price. You've heard me talk about butter before, and why do I talk about butter? When I think about prices, I think about butter. I know the rest of the world thinks about eggs, but that's me. So when we're thinking about butter, I always think like this. If you walk into the store and it's anything under, right now, call it $4 a carton, you're like, yes, I'm buying butter. Well, if butter was up at $10 a carton, you might be buying margarine because the prices are just, you don't have a tolerance for paying that for it. Well, the exact same thing we see happens like that with the butter is the same in the housing market, meaning that there is very little inventory. Very, very, very little inventory. And then what we see in result of that is prices going up. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or whether you've been a home owner for a really long time, you might wonder how interest rates really play into the whole thing. Well, here's the bottom line. The bottom line is when interest rates are high, your amount that you're paying to borrow that money costs you more. If they are giving away money at under 3% or even call it under 4%, they are literally almost paying you to borrow the money. So if you got your loan at some of those 2, 3, and 4% interest rates, power to you. You did great. And it costs you almost nothing to borrow money. Now, if you're borrowing in that 6 and 7% rate today, don't be so sad. We are historically still at a very low interest rate. And even so, borrowing money doesn't cost that much. Yes, it costs more than it did yesterday, but it doesn't cost you that much. And as we're thinking about all of this, we don't know, right? I always make this joke, but it's still always true that we really don't have crystal balls in which to, see the future and know whether the interest rates are going up or down. But what you might be doing while you're watching this video is saying, oh my gosh, if prices are crazy, what is my house worth? A couple of ways for you to find that out in literally 2 seconds, super 2 seconds. First of all, you can look at the banner of this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, Shoshana Socher Realtor, and you'll see there's a button to click to find your home value. The second is I have linked it below, and it's going to be so easy if you just want to know your home value today. I mean, this Shoshana chick comes on, she tells me interest rates are high, but she tells me there's no inventory, and she tells me in my city there's literally 0 homes on the market, or 1 or 2. And you want to know, because we said before, if their butter isn't enough butter, the price is going to go up. Same thing with homes. There aren't enough homes, prices are going to go up. And yes, my friend, they have. Historically, real estate has been a fabulous purchase. A fabulous, fabulous purchase. It depends on your tolerance about how much of a down market you can take, meaning those 2006, 7, 8, 9, those years, yeah, that was hard. That was hard. But those that stuck it out still had lots of equity left in their property when it was all over. And those people that buy today, even at a 6% interest rate, what we don't know is, let's say that bumps up to 8. Guess what? That 6 or 7% looks really, really. So again, if you're curious, that home value, like where do I take it? How do I even know what my home might be worth, or what they might call like an equity analysis? I say I have a few tools that are really, really good for you. You'll just get literally a couple of clicks. You will know your home value. You can compare that. If you need help with this part, give me a buzz, but you can compare that to what you actually owe. And while you're thinking about your home and you're like, oh my gosh, it's worth so much more than I thought. Well, then you might want to know, like, is the decor current? Is this what people are really looking for today? Do they like wallpaper? Do they not like wallpaper? Whatever, things like that. Then you can look at our hot or not video, because that, my friends, will key you into what's going on right now in today's market.